Akita Prefecture is defined by its brutal winters. Relentless snowfall buries the landscape for months, creating an unforgiving environment for anything trying to survive here. Yet, out of this freezing climate emerges something delicate. Ryozeki Shuzo crafts modern, elegant sake, ranging from the rich, savory profile of their flagship Hanamura to the light drinkability of Suiyokyu. The brewery's lineage dates back to 1874, founded by Ito Niemon VII, under the name Kagani, a business that originally produced miso. As they expanded, they built the Uchigura, 4 internal storehouses that became the first structures in Akita designated as registered tangible cultural properties. These structures gave the Ito family generations of regional authority, but they would eventually realize that architectural heritage and historical prestige alone offered no protection against shifting consumer demands. This chart shows Ryozeki's historical production capacity. At its peak, they were churning out 50,000 koku, about 9 million liters, of standard sake, a volume designed for mass industrial consumption. Then the market collapsed. As modern consumer tastes evolved, national demand dropped rapidly, leaving their massive infrastructure obsolete. Faced with this reality, President Yasuro Ito halted their pursuit of volume, choosing instead to dismantle the company's existing business model. The entire operation pivoted to tokute meishoshu, or premium sake. This required a level of labor, time, and exactness that their previous industrial scale could not accommodate. To stay alive, Ryozeki shifted their entire identity away from high-volume production, re-establishing themselves from the ground up through meticulous, small-batch craftsmanship. This pivot required a new internal logic. They leaned into the concept of wajo ryoshu, the belief that sake is born from the harmony of the people brewing it. Instead of hiring external guilds, they implemented an in-house brewmaster system. Local technicians are trained internally to preserve methods highly specific to the brewery's environment. Their technical advantage comes from turning Akita's greatest liability into an asset. They developed a low-temperature, long-term brewing process that directly relies on the freezing ambient air. Keeping the temperature strictly depressed restricts the yeast. It prevents rapid fermentation, forcing the cells to divide and work slowly, which creates a refined, fine-grained texture in the final liquid. This process is fed by chikaramizu, or mighty water. Drawn from the Kurikoma Mountains' underground springs, it gives the sake its signature clarity. Instead of fighting the bitter cold and rugged geography, Ryozeki engineered a production system that synchronizes with the extremes of the region. But producing an excellent local product didn't guarantee survival. They needed a way to enter a saturated and elite national market. The solution came through a technical partnership with Takagi Shuzo, a prestigious brewery located in neighboring Yamagata Prefecture. Takagi Shuzo supervised the entire process, managing everything from the rice selection down to the label's aesthetic design. The result of this coordination was the creation of Ryozeki's flagship brand, Hanamura. This partnership validated their philosophy of wajo ryoshu, proving that shared knowledge and tight coordination were the keys to elevating their sake to a national standard. Today, the floor of the brewery operates on time-consuming methods that look nothing like the mass production runs of the past. This diagram illustrates bottle pasteurization. To preserve fresh, delicate flavors, they abandoned bulk heating in large tanks, choosing instead to carefully apply heat to individual bottles. They even abandoned industrial pressing for a technique called fukurotsuri. Rather than applying mechanical force, they suspend filter sacs and let gravity pull individual droplets through the mesh, collecting only the purest liquid that falls under its own weight. These restrictive yields have made Hanamura a heavily allocated commodity in the premium sake market. They secured their survival by silencing the roar of their factory lines and focusing on the quiet, methodical precision of single drops. Now, Ryozeki is pushing those exact standards into the soil, working alongside the Yuzawa City Sake Rice Research Group. They took on the risk of cultivating Yamadani shiki locally. This specific rice variety has historically been considered too fragile to survive Akita's severe temperatures. By successfully stabilizing these crops, they can now brew their Suiyokyu brand with a true expression of the local terroir, controlling the quality from the root system up. Ryozeki Shuzo recognized that resting on history would lead to their collapse. They dismantled their industrial operation, turning the raw winter snow into an instrument of precision.